Hey y'all, welcome back to Mrs. Lynn's Cooking. Today we're going to make an easy meal that everybody seems to love. We're going to do tacos, but I'm going to show you a different way to make tacos to where they're not as messy. So the first thing you're going to need is ground beef, ground chuck, ground sirloin, whichever. Garlic, of course. We're going to need a little bit of beef base, a half of a chopped up onion, your taco mix, whichever you like. I like this one best, so that's what I'm using. And then I have purchased, it's called Rico's Nacho Cheese, and I'll show you what to do with that in a little bit. But first, I'm going to go over there and I'm going to start frying up my ground beef. Okay, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and take our ground beef, chuck, sirloin, whichever you have, and we're just going to go ahead and make up our meat. Go ahead and get this fried up. Just like so, get it broke up, fried up, and then while it's still cooking, what we're going to do is I'm going to take and I'm going to put in here my garlic, and I'm going to put in my onions. So I want to go ahead and get all this in there while it's cooking. You don't have to have onions, but I'm using it because it does give it a little bit better flavor with the onions mixed up in it. Now, and I'm going to use my garlic paste as normal. And I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, 4 teaspoons of my garlic paste. I'm just going to set this over here to the side. And we're going to get this all mixed up in here together and let it start frying. And then once we get it all fried up, what we'll do is I'll be right back and we can show you what we can do with the rest of it. We're just going to mainly do like you would do with your taco kits. Do as it says do and add what you want to in it as well. So I'll be right back. Okay, one thing I forgot to tell you, and I forgot to pull it out, but I'm letting you know now, is I have one jalapeno that I'm fixing to cut up, and I'm going to put it in here to cook with it. You don't have to, but it does give it a little bit more spicy flavor. So I'm going to do that now, and I'm just going to cut it up into small pieces. Okay, I've got my ground beef, my garlic, and my onions. I took maybe 3/4 of that jalapeno and just kind of rough chopped. And I'm going to add it in here with this. I've got the seeds in it. If you don't want it real spicy, delete the seeds. So bear with me, like so. Now, and I'm going to finish, and it's going to soften up that jalapeno that's in there with it cooking down like this. And what we're going to do is we're going to cook this meat well done. So let me get this all cooked up nice and pretty, and then we're going to come back with you and get it finished up. Okay, now at this stage everything is cooking down, and now I'm going to take my beef bouillon. And you can see it's just like just a small spoon. That's all you need. And it brings out the flavor of the ground beef itself. And we're going to cook all this together before we do our seasoning in here for the taco mix and everything. So let's get this finished cooked up, and I'll be right back. Okay, now at this point, my ground chuck is about done. So what I'm doing is I'm going to try to get it all cooked down and cook out as much of that grease as you can. And then when you're also doing tacos, just make sure that you do the ground beef or whichever it may be. Just make sure it's cut into small pieces. So we'll be right back after this cooks down just a little bit more. Okay, at this point, it's about done. So I'm just going to take a paper towel, just like so. Most people will do it with, you know, something else. I'm just using it like so because I'm going to leave a little bit of this grease in here, but I'm absorbing most of it out. So, and then we're just going to put this over to the side. Now at this stage, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and put in my taco seasoning pack that came with my kit. So bear with me, and we're just going to sprinkle this in. And easy way to show most people how to get it without it being in clumps, especially when you go to stir it in, is you will take, I have mine cost her 3/4 of a cup. I'm going to do just a little bit at first. I'm going to get it all mixed in together, like so, so that you don't have those clumps of taco seasoning. And then once you get it mixed in like so, then we're just going to go ahead and pour the rest of it in, or water in, just like so. And we're just going to let this cook down and simmer for about maybe, I'd say about 3 to 5 minutes is all it needs to cook down. And I've got my stove on like a medium high, so I'm going to turn that down to about a medium right now. And then once this is cooked up, which it's done now, you can take a look and see that it's done. So at this point, I'm going to turn my oven off, or my stove off, and I'm going to just let it simmer on here and let it finish up. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take it over there and we're going to add the rest of our stuff to make our tacos. Okay, we've warmed up our flour tortilla. Our ground beef is done. At this point, I have the nacho cheese that I was telling you about earlier. I'm going to spread some of the nacho cheese onto the flour tortilla, just like so. It doesn't have to be thick, but it's up to individual person and how much they really like. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm taking my hard taco and I'm going to place it right there in the center of my flour tortilla. And we're just going to, I'm going to together just like so. So when you have it, you have a hard taco with the soft taco, because when it's broke, it doesn't matter. It still works out really good. And at this point, I'm going to fill this full of taco meat. And then it does come with your taco sauce. I don't use it. I use what I make. So, and at this point, I'm going to add a little bit of this is 4 cheese and Mexican is what I have here. And I'm going to sprinkle a little bit of that on there. Use as little or as much as you like. And then I'm going to add a little bit of my shredded lettuce. Just like so. And then I'm going to take a bite out of this. And as you can see, it doesn't make a mess. So if you like my video, please like and subscribe. Okay, I'm back. I wanted to let y'all know I did use the taco shells that came in my kit. They're stale. Sometimes you get them like that. Well, I had purchased these at the grocery store. They're like $2 or $3. And they're tostada shells. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the exact same thing I did with that, except for a little bit different. So I'm going to put my cheese over here, just like so. And then once I get this on here, just like so, then I'm going to take the tostado and I'm going to literally break it in half, just like so. All right, and then we're just going to place that down in there, just like so. And then add your taco meat to it and whatever fixings you like with it. And then I'm going to add my cheese. Then I'm going to add some lettuce. I know it's kind of like a plain taco, but that's okay. And then what you're going to do is you're going to take your shell from your flour tortilla that you warmed up in the microwave, and we're just going to pretty much just put it all together like so. And you can see that that works just as good. And these are a lot more crunchier than the ones that I get in the box. So if you like my video, please like and subscribe.